Hey everyone, John here. Today we're going to be looking at a case from Mcprue. I recently looked at that Apollo S, which is a smaller Mcprue style case. In that video I mentioned they're going to be doing an M-ATX version, and I've got it here. It actually came out a lot faster than I was expecting as well, so let's crack this one open and take a look. And here is the Mcprue Apollo SE. So as you can see, I have got the space grey. I wasn't sure what colour I was getting, to be honest. So this one though is a really nice finish. I'm not complaining about it in the slightest. Now you can get it in silver as well, and they do offer a number of different configurations for this one. So you can now get it with a tempered glass side, and then you can get that in different colours as well. So you've got a lot of different options. Now this is going to be about $319 in dollars. It's probably going to translate to about £319 euros as well. So that is about $110 less than the Apollo S, and like I mentioned, it does have the M-ATX support. It is an expensive case, but this is all custom milled aluminium, and as you can see from the panel that I've got on the front here, you can see where that cost is with that really nice finish that you'll see like on the Mcprue. So let's have a look around it. Let's start on the top. We have got a little bit of I/O on the front. We've got two USB-C ports on this one. A little add-on which might be quite nice to see in the future is maybe some different I/O that you could swap out. Maybe a little suggestion there. Then you have got a nice power button in the middle as well. That does also look to be illuminated as well, but we'll actually see if that does light up when we get to building in it. I'll talk to you more about that at the end. So taking off this top panel, just using push pins like the last case. If you're going to install fans into the top, you will need to use the slim 15mm fans, as the 25mm will interfere with the power supply cable and also the power supply bracket. You can install a 280 on the side there, which I'll talk to you about when we get inside. So one little change from the previous case is the front is now on push pins, so you can take that out. You can also undo the little screws to remove the filter if you need to clean it. Then you have got some options for some SSDs to mount there. You can do two 2.5-inch drives at the top, and then also a 2.5-inch drive at the bottom. Just want to add this little bit in about this front piece. I just love how solid this is. Yes, it is an expensive case, but boy, does it look good. So just going on to the back, we have got the pass-through for the power supply. This will be taking an SFX or an SFX-L power supply, so just bear that in mind. Don't go out and buy an ATX, because you're going to have some struggles if you do. You have got support for a 92 or 120mm fan on the back, which I was quite surprised to see, but it is a nice bonus. And of course, you have got the 4 expansion slots for your graphics card below that, then where your rear I/O for the motherboard will be. Now at the bottom of the case, you have got some different options here depending on the kind of board you're going to be using. If you're going to use an M-ATX, then it's going to go all the way down. You're not going to be able to squeeze in too much, but if you're going to use an ITX board, which is of course a lot smaller, you can use either two 140mm fans. You could do one 3.5-inch drive, or you could do three 2.5-inch drives. So obviously depending on the board, it opens up different options. They are quite expensive for ITX boards though, so I think the majority of people will use M-ATX. You have got the support on the front for drives anyway. I've just taken off the back panel. Obviously this kind of form factor case will mean all the cables will be inside anyway, so I thought we'd have a little look. Let's have a look at our accessory box while we're here. So we've got some additional standoff. There's 4 there. Our mounting screws for our motherboard and SSD, and also some cable ties. Very no frills, but it's just the essentials there. So taking this panel off, looks like it's the same one for either side. Here's the support for the 280mm AIO. Now when you're using this mount, you will have a maximum of 75mm for your CPU block that will attach to that rad, so just something to bear in mind there. Now let's just take these screws out so we can remove that. I just wanted to point this out. I've just undone those screws, and it's quite tricky to actually get this out, so you will have to bring it down to then put it in, so that might be a little bit of a limitation when you got your graphics card installed. May make things tricky for a build. So then looking inside the case, we've got our standoffs already installed for a ITX board. You'll need to add in some additional ones if you're going to go M-ATX. And let's talk about our clearances and what you can do with this. If you're going to use an air tower in this case, you can use one that's a maximum of 158mm high. And then for your graphics card, there are a few things you need to know, so I'm going to put these on the screen as well. So you can do up to 342mm in length, 165mm in width, and then 75mm in height. Now they do also recommend that if you're going to use an NVIDIA card with the 12-watt high power or 6+6, that you have a 143 maximum height card, as you've got to have a nice bend radius on that cable to not stress it. AMD users, you go ahead, you've got nothing to worry about. So for our front panel, we have got a USB Type-C and a USB Type-3, which they did on the last case as well. Great, because you never see any ITX boards with 2 USB-C headers, so that's a good way to go about it. And you've also got the power switch and also a power LED. Let's talk about my plans. I recently looked at the MSI B650M ATX board. £140 board. It's really affordable for what it offers. We could actually look at doing the 9600X maybe, and then something like the 7900 GRE would work well together. Maybe a 4070 Super, something along those lines. As this isn't the the highest end case that Mcprue do. We are looking to do something like the XTX in that one, which would be a really ridiculous high-end system. But as this is, I was going to say affordable, but it's more affordable than the other one, we'll step it down a little bit. So of course, let me know what you'd like to see. We can have a discussion down below about what kind of spec we'll put in it. But that was a look around the case. I just recommend that you go to the site and double check all of the recommended specs and things for what you can fit in this, because it is a small case. It will take some time and planning to get all the parts you want in. Don't just buy a card and assume it's going to fit, because a lot of them can be variable sizes. And of course, if you're going to buy a 40 series card, you have to keep in mind that bend for that 12 watt high power, so you don't damage it and cause a fire. So anything else you want to know, do leave a comment and I'll get back to you. Links in the description for this if you want to pick one up. Big thank you to Mcprue for sending these out. Absolutely stunning cases. You do pay for the milling and stuff, but the finish I think is fantastic. I will never get tired of looking at that front. So thank you all for watching. Hope you enjoyed it. Get subscribed and ding the bell so you don't miss the build video. Thank you all for watching, and I'll see you all in the next one.